Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel here. Today we were at the Goodwill in San Marcos, Texas. And as you can see, it started off in the tank top section and I dove right on into it. So today we're going to talk about the 5 keys or 5 secrets to shopping at Goodwill. And the first key is where to shop. So honestly, I don't know if you've come to realize this, but I have, and it's that you want to check your Google Maps and look at the neighborhoods and stuff that your Goodwill is located in, see if they're decent neighborhoods. I will admit that the nicer parts of town are going to have the better Goodwills in that the clothing is going to be better quality. You're going to find more name brands. It's just going to be better clothing options all around. So, San Marcos is a college town. It has Texas State University as well as having a big outlet mall. So, the Goodwill here in San Marcos was really well stocked with a wide range of options for us to shop for. So that brings us to the second point or secret to shopping at Goodwill is essentially just knowing what to look for. So for my shopping experience, I took a couple of photos of some shorts that I had at home that I needed some extra tops for. One of those pairs being a black background with a light floral print on top. Those are a pair of shorts, and then a light green or light sage pair of paper bag shorts. So in my other video, I don't know if you've seen it or not, or I went to Plato's Closet. I found a top for those sage green shorts, but I was still on the lookout for a raspberry colored solid top to go with the floral pair of shorts. So here at the Goodwill, I was specifically looking out for just a solid raspberry colored top. I was also finding along the way a lot of the same type of top that I'm wearing currently in this video, which is a Faded Glory or Walmart brand polyester tank top. And they came in a wide variety of patterns and colors. And I was seeing a lot in the large section. Unfortunately, they were a few sizes too big for me. Otherwise, I would have snagged them because they're great patterns since they're polyester. They last forever and they're great quality. So that kind of segues into my third shopping point for Goodwill, which is to know your brands. Having a fairly good idea of what brands exist out there as far as what certain retailers carry and is their store brand. So Faded Glory is Walmart. You have Massimo and Exhilaration from Target, that kind of thing, and then just bigger brands in general. So knowing your brands, it helps you know what quality items are out there hiding in those racks. Here I found my raspberry colored tank top. This one I did end up purchasing for about $5, and it was really good quality. It has a kind of a mock neck tank top look, and it worked perfectly with my shorts. And I will show you the finished outfit here in the details. Of course, I was still looking around for additional tops, but that one there would have been really ideal, but it was just too long. Items that you know ahead of time that you're going to be tucking into something like shorts, skirts, or jeans, you don't want it to be too long because then you have all that extra fabric down in your pants and it just can make for lumps and unseemly lines and stuff, and that's not what we're going for. I had a lot of fun looking around in this Goodwill. It had some really, really great stuff. Could have easily just gone ham and gotten all the things. They had a lot of really just a really wide variety of stuff. You could tell, that there's a lot of young shoppers in the area, so a lot of things are still pretty on trend, or close to on trend. Maybe they're a couple seasons old, but yeah, really great stuff. And nothing was too overworn. Sometimes when you go to a Goodwill, the clothing just seems a little more worn. And these weren't. These were still had a lot of life in these clothes, which is nice. So just looking through, seeing if anything catches my eye. I love patterns and colors, so just looking for anything that maybe could fill out my closet in a way that it could become a staple piece. It can be transitioned with a lot of different items. So, always on the lookout. And here in the plus size section of the Goodwill, you can find a lot of really good project type pieces or starting off points for projects. If you can fit into smaller clothing like I can, the plus size section is great for just ideas because you can have all this extra fabric, just from the tops and stuff. So even if you took the top in or made it a crop, you might have enough fabric left over to make a whole nother piece, or sometimes separates. You can make two-piece outfits. So here I found a really fab tank top. It had a really fun summery pattern to it. It was really good quality. And that brings me to my fourth point. When you're shopping in Goodwills, always check for vintage items. Sometimes they're hiding amongst the racks, sometimes they have a section specifically for them. But sometimes you can really find some great stuff from the early 90s, the late 80s. Sometimes, if you're really lucky, you can find stuff from the 70s and earlier. But you always want to keep an eye out for something that might be in the plus section and could potentially be a vintage piece. You always want to keep your eyes peeled, especially since Goodwill carries a furniture. Always take a look at the furniture and see if there's any hiding little vintage pieces back there that might just need a cleanup and would make a perfect addition to your home or be an easy flip and sell. There were a lot of really good tank tops in really fun patterns in this plus section here. At the Goodwill, I was like in love with all of these patterns and prints that they had. Just the colors were really rich and they were kind of a, older top. I didn't recognize the label. And they were a, decent polyester material. So you know that the color and the fabric will stay vibrant and, it won't fall apart on you for years. I mean, yeah, I'm a little nuts for wearing polyester in the summer in central Texas, but you know, I can't really beat the decent quality that, you know, that polyester is. It just holds up, unlike rayon. Everything seems to be made out of rayon these days, and it's not my favorite fabric. It wrinkles so fast. This is a fun little summer piece for anybody that might be narrow shouldered or potentially small busted. This would be super cute to just give you a little more volume on top. Really helps make that hourglass shape if you've already got the hips. That was a really nice little top. Loved the pattern. Super fun. Great pattern to that top as well. See, there's just so many little hidden gems just waiting for you. Just waiting to be found at the Goodwill. Everything just needs a second chance sometimes. Looking for tank tops. Looking for different pieces. I love that the tie front is back in style again. It's such a fun, really spring and summer trend for shirts and tops. Here was a really cute shirt, but another example of how they don't carry the pattern to the back of the top. And I know it was a little quick there, but that pattern was an embroidered twin cherry, and it was really cute, but they did not carry it over to the back, and they put a different fabric piece on the back. And it's kind of a shame. It would have been really cute if it had the twin cherries all the way around. They had a romper and peplum section here. So just cute little peplum top. They had a lot of great different items. Like this blue top with the super embellished bell sleeve. I can't exactly pull off a bell sleeve, but for those that can, it is a very cute kind of vintage 70s inspired piece these days that they have available. So next I had found the dress section, and they had really good dresses here at this location. Uh, and it was packed with dresses, just stuffed to the gills. And it was amazing because there were so many different awesome options. This one was a super cute little sheer black with a parrot print. It had a little slip liner, which I appreciated, and a Peter Pan collar. So it was really cute. Could throw a belt on it easily. The pattern of the birds, or the birds themselves, were a red, pink, and teal color, so easily pairable with all kinds of fun um, sweater options, even, and belt colors. So you could really have fun with that dress. And they were kind of sized. I think I was in the large to extra large section of the dresses. Now, this one, if I had had more in my budget, and if it was really what I was looking for that day, I totally would have snagged this dress. It was a beautiful kind of a lace outside, full slip inside, raspberry colored dress with kind of that above the bust empire uh, kind of style. But the crazy thing is, and I wasn't until I looked closer that I realized it was a Free People brand dress. So that really surprised me. It was in great condition. And I don't know if you're familiar with the brand Free People, but those outfits, that clothing can go for very, very high prices. So, you know, that dress was probably a 40 plus dollar dress to start out with. Easy, easy. And they were selling it for $24.99. So it was a little out of my budget. And if Goodwill is going to price something at $24.99, you can guarantee that it was even more expensive originally. And this dress was fabulous. It felt like it was from the 90s. It was a long button front, kind of a dyed coral denim cotton feel. And this could have easily been a project piece. You could cut it in half, make a top, make a skirt. You could just simply shorten it and keep it as a dress. Really, really cute and back in style. Trends, kind of come back around, and that style of dress is definitely back in trend. But of course, I wasn't just throwing all of these in my basket, so to speak. It brings me to my fifth secret of shopping at Goodwill, which is to have a plan. So earlier, when I was speaking about uh, my second key, what to look for, it kind of ties into having a plan. Essentially, before you step into the store, you got to know what you're there for, or else you're just going to end up spending a lot of time and probably a lot of money that you weren't intending to spend because you can find all these awesome treasures and you got to have it, right? But uh, this shopping trip here, I had gone in looking for a raspberry color top to go with those floral shorts. So I had already known what I was looking for specifically before I stepped into the Goodwill. I already knew that I needed some specific pieces, so I wasn't just blindly searching. So, of course, yes, I was picking up some things along the way that caught my eye, were a good price. This Goodwill, since it did have some really decent quality items, their price point was just a little higher than I was expecting, actually. So, a lot of tops were, $6 instead of $4. So it really makes you reconsider what you're going to actually spend your money on. Because, for me, I need to have a budget. You got to have a plan and a budget to go in and shop so that you don't go too crazy. Because with all of these dresses, I definitely could have gone crazy. They had so many great pieces. Like this one here, it's a simple white with black polka dot, but it came with a beautiful red belt. Had some Cruella de Vil vibes to it, since that movie just came out, made me think of that. So, yeah, this was a really great Goodwill, had a lot of really amazing pieces, all different styles and types, as you can see. Um, so, all kinds of great stuff to just jump off of. We have like a prom dress here, like formal, and it was in beaded and embroidered. And then you have just, simple, almost lounger dresses that they had. Just all kinds of good stuff. And of course, I love prints and patterns. And that one was super fun, little just easy swing dress. It was a little big. Obviously, I'm getting closer to the XLs and plus. But I mean, you could have taken that seam in real easy. This I was in love with because I absolutely loved this pattern. It's perfect for spring and summer. And it was real light and it also had that little tie waist. For me, that's really important. I don't have hips, so I do like to try to emphasize my waist, give me a little more of a hip look. But of course, that wasn't in my budget, nor was it what I was looking for, so I decided to put that dress back. A lot of fun stuff. And for me, once you get closer to the plus section and you see maxi dresses, to me, I just think extra fabric because you can just cut those seams and then you have this really nice swath of fabric that is probably less expensive than going out and finding fabric on your own. So, and sometimes you can even follow the dress shape and just take in the dress itself. Or, like I said, make it a separate item, a top and a bottom, make it a romper. Sky's really the limit. But finding those maxi dresses really helps with that because it allows for extra fabric and projects. So for example, this was a super fun pattern, great for summer again, but it had the cold shoulder sleeve going on. I'm not really a big fan of the cold shoulder. I have pretty broad shoulders, so it's not like I'm trying to emphasize that. For me, that garment, I would have just chopped those sleeves off, made it sleeveless, and just made it work. So much great stuff. I was just flipping through everything, getting super inspired. This was a fun dress. Talk about having extra fabric. Oh my gosh, to die for. Look at how much fun that pattern is and those colors are. I mean, you could make so much stuff and it had a stretch to it. So oh my gosh, there were so many things you could do with that fabric. Now this is one of your traditional moo. For me, I would have cut that midsection out with that wonderfully fun beach embroidered pattern and tried to make it a skirt to hopefully wrap all the way around. I just absolutely loved that embroidered beach fun scene. This was another dress that I absolutely loved the pattern and the fabric. It was really wonderfully colorful with the floral print. Uh, Easily could just cut the seams and make that into a few new pieces or just take it all the way in and make it custom fit to your size. But that fabric and that pattern were just fabulous. I just loved it. So, to wrap up this shopping at Goodwill trip, just want to reiterate our 5 keys: where to shop, what to look for, know your brands, check for vintage, and of course, always have a plan.